now we are going to start with the topic that is the internal energy, right. So when we talk about internal energy, it means the inherent energy, because as the name suggests, internal means it is present internally in a substance, right. So we say it is a inherent energy, and from where it has come, or what factors which are actually responsible for it, the only reason behind that is that it is present in a substance from the time of its origin. And this inherent energy is actually a sum of many kind of energy possessed by that particle. Suppose I have a particle, right. So we say that it has some amount of vibrational energy, rotational energy, translational energy, or other you can say any other type of energy. So the combination of all those forms of energy, is just result in the internal energy. So we say that internal energy is the inherent energy possessed by the substance, and it is equal to the sum of all forms of energy possessed by the substance. And from what time it possessed from the time of its origin, right. So internal energy is something, energy which is equal to the sum total of all forms of energy which is present in a substance, and it is denoted by U. And moreover, you will be curious to know that how we can calculate its value. So as far as its value is concerned, we are not able to calculate its absolute value, right. We cannot calculate absolute value of U. The reason behind it is equal to the sum of different forms of energy, or I can say all forms of energy possessed by the substance. It is very difficult to you can say know the exact value of all the form of energy individually and then add them to get the internal energy. So it is very difficult. So we can have a change in internal energy, but we cannot have the absolute value of the internal energy. So we can say that we can calculate the change in internal energy. Change in internal energy means delta U. Delta means change and U means internal energy. So that means we can have the change, but we cannot have the absolute value for the U. So what is delta U equal to? It is equal to U2 minus U1, or we say the internal energy of product minus internal energy of reactant. So this is what you can say that how we calculate delta U. So delta U is equal to internal energy of product minus internal energy of reactant. And as we see, if delta U is positive, or you can say if internal energy of product is greater than internal energy of reactants, delta U is going to be positive, right. And if internal energy of reactant is going to be more as compared to the internal energy of product, then delta U is going to be negative. So these are the sign conventions we will be using. See, in this chapter, sign conventions are very important. You should know that when and which quantity is positive in which case, and which quantity is positive in negative in which case. Because if you will be well versed with the sign conventions, then only you will be able to solve the numericals in a proper manner. So you need to be well versed with this sign and the reason behind that, why we are taking that quantity positive or when we are taking it negative. So as I told you that internal energy is equal to U2 minus U1, or product minus reactant. If product internal energy is greater than the reactant, then it is going to be positive. But if the reactant internal energy is more than the product, then it is going to be negative. So this is how we are going to use the sign conventions for the delta U. Now the question is that how can I change the internal energy of a system? Suppose I have a system and I need to change internal energy of that. So how can I do that? So we have different ways. We have different ways to change internal energy. We have different ways to change the internal energy. One, by transferring heat into or out from the system. Means we are supplying heat or we are extracting heat from the system. It will result in the change in the internal energy. And there is another method by which we can change the internal energy, that is the work. Either work is done by the system or work is done on the system. We can do either of, right, and this also result in the change in the internal energy of the substance. Third, by exchange of matter. By exchange of matter, we can also exchange the energy. So that means we have three modes of exchanging the internal energy. One is flowing heat into or extracting the heat from the system, or by doing work on the system, or work is done by the system, or by the exchange of matter. So these are the three ways by which we can change the you can say the internal energy of the substance. So now let us take one by one, and I'll explain you that how we can change it by just changing these factors. So in the first one, I am going to change the internal energy by the quantity heat, means I am going to exchange heat, and just I will show you that how heat can exchange or you can say how heat can change the internal energy of the substance. Suppose I have a system here which is under observation, and its internal energy is U1. Its internal energy is U1. What I am doing, I am supplying heat to it. I am supplying heat to it. Right. So in this case, when you supply heat to a system, Q is taken as positive. And so this is the sign convention used for the Q. And likewise, if I am extracting heat, then Q is going to be negative. So this is clear that we can, when we are adding heat, then Q is positive, when we are extracting heat, Q is negative. So these are the sign conventions. But the question is still unanswered, that is how the exchange of heat result in the change of the internal energy, right? So see how it is going to happen. See if, we can change the internal energy by the quantity heat, by the exchange of heat, only when there is a temperature difference between two bodies. As we know that heat always flow from hotter body to cold body. That means there should exist a temperature difference if we need to change the internal energy by the means of heat. That means heat will flow into or out from the system only when there is a temperature difference between the two bodies. Suppose I have a system and here I have a surrounding with it, right? So I just want that the heat should flow into it. So that means there should be some temperature difference between system or the surrounding. There should be some temperature difference between the system and the surrounding, then only there can be an exchange of heat, otherwise not possible. So if I assume that the Q of surrounding is greater than the Q of system, if I assume that the heat present in the surrounding is more as compared to the heat which is present in the system, so that means there exists a temperature difference, right? So what is going to happen now? Heat is going to flow from the surrounding to the system. Heat is going to flow from the surrounding into the system. Now there is one more condition which is required, right? That the wall of this system should be diathermic. It should be diathermic, means thermally conducting. It should allow heat to pass through it, right? Then only the heat can get into the system, or it will result in the change of internal energy. Otherwise, it won't be possible to change the internal energy, right? So that means the two criteria which I have told you, that if we want to change the internal energy by exchanging the heat, what we need to do is that first there should exist a temperature difference, and the second, the wall of the system should be thermally conducting. That is, the wall should be diathermic. That means it should allow the heat to flow into the system or out from the system. So in this example, what I did, I just said that the temperature of the surrounding is more as compared to the temperature of the system. So that means heat is going to flow from the hotter to the colder body, that is from the surrounding into the system. And when this heat flows into it, when this heat flows into the system, that means it is changing the internal energy. Let us say that initially it was U1, now when the heat flows in, it changes to U2. So we can find the delta U now by simply subtracting the U2 from U1. So this is how we are going to change the internal energy of the substance by the process called heat. Right. Now you have to keep in mind the sign conventions as well. When the heat flow into the system, then Q is taken as positive, right? And when heat is extracted from the system, then Q is taken as negative. So I'll write here, as I wrote signs for U, so likewise I'll write the signs for Q as well. So Q into system, then it is taken as positive, and Q when move out, then it is taken as negative. So these are the sign conventions you need to remember for the Q. So we have already done this, that by how the exchange of heat can result in the change of the internal energy. So the second is that we can change the internal energy of the substance by the work also, that either the work is done on the system or work is done by the system. So let us see that how work can change the internal energy. So see, we have two kinds of work mainly. One is the mechanical work, other is the electrical work. I am going to do these two kind of work on the system, and I am going to see that what kind of change I get to see in that, right. So that means we have two kinds of work, that is the mechanical and the electrical work. Now what I am going to do, I am going to take a container which contains the water, right. Let us say that internal energy is U1 initially, right, and the temperature of this water is T1. Now I am going to perform a mechanical work here. I am going to perform a mechanical work. That means I am going to supply mechanical energy here. How? I am going to just churn this water with the help of moving paddle. So I have a paddle. So what is going to happen? The paddle is going to move, right? When it will show a movement, that means it is going to churn the water, right? And when it is going to churn the water, it will change the internal energy of the substance. So let us say that after churning, the internal energy becomes U2 and temperature changes to T2, right? Now, how I can calculate the change in internal energy? You know that by U2 minus U1, and even I can know the change in temperature, that is by T2 minus T1. So let us keep this as first case, right. So now let us perform the electrical work now. So again I have a system, right, in which I have water. Now I am going to perform an electrical work here. So I am just going to pass electricity with the help of immersion rod. So I have an immersion rod and I am supplying the internal I am doing the electrical work. So let us say that initial temperature and the internal energy is U1 and T1. Now I am when we are going to perform electrical work, so let us say that internal energy changes to U2 and temperature changes to T2. Now again the change can be calculated by U2 minus V1, and the change in temperature can be calculated by T2 minus T1, right. Now what is the similarity I just want to show you is that if the same amount of work is done, right, suppose whether I did mechanical work, whether I did the electrical work, but if the magnitude of work done is same, then the change which you get to see in the internal energy and the temperature is exactly same. So that means when you are performing work, so it is irrespective of the nature of the work, whether you are performing electrical or whether you are performing mechanical, what matter is the amount of the work. If the magnitude of the work is same, then you will get to see the same change in the internal energy and same change in the temperature. So this is what you can change the internal energy by by performing the work. Now again, as we look for the sign conventions, so you have to keep in mind, when work is done by the system, that means system is performing certain kind of work, then it is taken as negative. But when work is done on the system, it is taken as positive. So these are the sign conventions which we will be taking for work done. So I just wrote delta U and Q sign conventions here. So just to make clear, I am writing the sign conventions for W as well. So when work is done, work is positive when work is done on the system, and when work is done by the system, it is taken as negative. So these are the three sign conventions, that is for the W, for the U and change in internal energy, and for the Q. Now as you all know that we can just change the internal energy, and you know that what is the internal energy. First you know that we cannot find the absolute value, we can find the change, right, and you know how we can find that change, and moreover you also know that how we can change the internal energy. So we can change the internal energy by either of the factor, and this is how I explained you that how the internal energy of the substance can be changed by by the heat or by the work done or by the exchange of matter. Now we are going to do the work done in case of the gases, right. So just look at the board carefully. Suppose, so our topic is pressure volume work done on gases, in case of gases. Pressure volume work done in case of gases. So see what I have a cylinder, right. Area of this cylinder is A. So let us write here, area of cylinder is A. It is filled with a gas. It is filled with a gas. So let us say the pressure of the gas, internal pressure of the gas is P. Pressure of the gas is P. It is fitted with movable piston. It is fitted with movable piston. So our apparatus is like that. So now what we are going to do, like suppose, so that means piston is also exerting certain kind of pressure. Let us say that pressure exerted by piston is P external, and the pressure which is exerted by gas, let's say it is P internal. Now what we are assuming that internal pressure is more as compared to the external pressure. That means I am taking a case in which the internal pressure is more as compared to the external pressure. So as we know that when the internal pressure of gas will be higher than the external, so obviously the gas is going to expand. Gas is going to expand. So let's say the gas starts expanding and it expands till the DL. It expands this much. Right. So what we are going to do is that means the work done by the gas is equal to F into distance. We know that work is the product of the force and the displacement, right? So I am going to put this value here. So we have work is equal to F, and in this case the distance is the you can say the length through which the expansion of gas take place. So we say it is F into dl. Right. So W is equal to F into S, and we know W is equal to F into dl by putting the value of S in case of this, right. Now when we talk about pressure, so we know pressure is equal to force upon area. So we can also write that force is equal to pressure into area. That means the force exerted by the gas due to which the expansion take place is equal to the F is equal to P internal into A. Now I am going to substitute this value here. So what do I get? I get P into A into dl. P into A into dl. Now as you can see in this equation, product of A into dl is something dV. That means area into small length through which expansion take place is something called as dV, that is the change in the volume. So after now we will integrate it. So what do I get? From volume V1 to V2. So what we can get, we have dV V2 by V1 comes out to be P delta V, or it can be written as P V2 minus V1. See again, W is equal to P dV V2 upon V1 from V1 to V2. So after simplifying we get W is equal to P V2 minus V1, or we can write W is equal to pressure into change in volume. So this is the work done in case of the gases. Now as we are talking about the sign conventions now, so as I told you that in this case gas is expanding, that means work is done by the system, and we know that when the work is done by the system, work is nothing that is negative, right. So what I am going to write, so if it is expansion taking place, then the work is equal to minus P delta V. But if work is done by the pressure, that means if the piston moves down, then this work becomes P delta V, that is the positive in case of the compression. So this is how you are going to do the pressure volume work in case of the gases. Just have a look again. What we did, we took a cylinder of area A, and it contained a gas, right, and the pressure of the gas is P internal. What we said that let us assume that external pressure is less than the internal, and if the internal pressure is more, so obviously gas is going to expand. So this is what it is doing in this case. So let us say that it moves through a distance dl. So as far as the work is concerned, so it is F into S, putting that value F into dl, putting the value of F, that is P into A into dl. A into dl is change in volume, and after solving what we get is W is equal to P delta V. And if it is expansion, the formula becomes minus P delta V because work is done by the system, and positive, that is W is equal to P delta V when the work is done on the system, right. So this is how you are going to perform if you get a question that what is internal energy, why you can calculate the change in internal energy, when is U positive, when is W negative, in which case you take Q positive or negative. So you should know all this, right. So just practice.